Alright, here's part 2 of, I don't know, what I was previously doing. Here's part 2 of the last video that I didn't know was going to be a two-parter, but then I decided, hey, why not? It's like, I've already got this blank space over here, let's start working with it. So that's what we're going to do. I said I was going to start trying to draw. What did I say I was going to? I said I was going to draw the female body. That's what I said I was going to do. So, same as the male body, basically. Same basic shapes. As you can see, we've all got curves. It's just women are a little bit more dramatic. And you got to make it extra dramatic in art form because you want to make sure the audience can actually tell that it's supposed to be a woman. So that's a basic challenge of the female form. That's a lot of squiggles and they don't matter, but we'll try to pay attention or keep up with what I'm doing anyway, despite my sloppiness. I might have to chop his arm off if I want to do. I could do a T-pose again, but I'm not going to. I'll try to keep it basic though. Let's see. I'm not sure if I want it zoomed in or out because I haven't really figured out which I like better. Anyway, I'm keeping this thing. This is my new mascot. Alright, back to brush. The arms, we'll have them draping down once again, unless we decide that we don't like it once again. Torso. The shoulders are already looking pretty bulky, which isn't good. But like I said, I draw a lot of lines and I erase a lot of lines until it all kind of comes together. So women are hard for dudes to draw because, like I said previously, you're typically going to have a very easy time figuring out the anatomy of the gender that you are. So women will be able to draw women very well. Men will be able to draw men very well. They won't need a lot of practice when it comes to their own gender. But once you cross over into uncharted territory, it's like, oh wait, what goes where? Everything's so confusing. Why is it built like this? I don't understand. And it can be very intimidating. So hold your breath. We'll get through this together. Why am I not drawing right now? What's going on? Oh, I'm white. That was not intentional. Why did that swap? Did I swap that? I don't remember. Weird. I don't know. Well, I hope I didn't screw anything up. Well, yeah, let's put the face. I was gonna say facial, but then I said face all, and that's not right. Let's start getting the facial structure down. Control C. Yeah. Eyes somewhere in there. It's like, I don't like that. I need to start using a larger canvas because I don't like having to zoom in to get details on the face. And once we zoom in, this is a small brush. Keep in mind, if I were to start drawing eyes, it's like that's a blurry mess. But from afar, it might not look bad. Okay, it still looks bad, but still, I don't know. We'll figure it out as we go. We'll just put her in glasses, and that'll work. That's what we do with Scott over there. So yeah, glasses for everyone. I mean, I think he barely has a nose. I just kind of drew a line and said, "Yep, that's good enough. I'm not messing with that anymore." I never did fix that hand. Anyway, Strange Magic is playing. The song, not the film, that everyone has forgotten about. Rightfully so, I will say. I didn't like it. Was not a fan. It's granted I didn't even see it all the way through. I just felt it was kind of forcing a musical where a musical did not exist. It's like, for me, musicals, if they don't have their own soundtrack, it's like, why? But anyway, I'm getting way off topic. I don't really watch many musicals, so that's kind of not my element anyway. So you can see, I'm trying to figure out how everything's going to fall in place. It's a lot more line work than I did previously. As you can see, this is actually pretty basic. This one, it's got lines all over the place. Because, like I said, women are complicated. There's probably a joke in there, but I'm nice, so I won't say it. But I'll leave that up to your imagination. Trying to... I don't really have any ideas for a character in mind. We're just started doing the body, so bear with me. We'll throw a mask on it at some point and decide what it is, but until then, it's just person A. Or I guess person B. Scott would be our person A since he was the first to come. And now for the, whoops, I don't want to do that. I actually want to increase that, if anything. Let's see. I think her, what is the word for that? Not the muscle, but the leg. Is there a difference between the leg when it's below the knee or above? Because up here it's a thigh. I know that much. But down here, what is that? Why am I dumb? Help! I need somebody. Anyway. I think I'm almost proportionate, but I'm not certain. It's all a work in progress. Hands down here. And now we'll do the fun part and start erasing. So you want to keep the women slender. Slender. Why did that word come out and make me think I said it wrong? I think I said it right the first time. Anyway, you really want to make them look just a bit smaller than the dudes. A bit curvier so people can tell that it's a lady. Erase that just a bit. Start erasing in here. And we've got a basic silhouette going. Let's actually start. Why do I keep clicking brush thinking it's gonna swap my color? That's not accurate. That's not correct. Collarbone. Ooh, I like it when it's tinier. This is nice. I like that. It doesn't look like a blotchy mess. Cool. Okay. This will actually help just a little bit so you can have a better understanding, or not understanding, better view of what I'm doing. I think the small lines look better. I could be wrong. So, when it comes to the chest area, dudes are easy because it's just 2 blocks, basically. But women, they kind of protrude. So, it's the same basic idea. You've got your block here. You just got to round them out a bit. And don't make them too big, because then you're a pervert, and it's not good. It's not a good look. Okay, the small lines don't look good for that. I'll say that much. We're gonna kind of drop the the waist closer toward their shoulder, where the shoulders end. There we go. So the more you do it, the easier it is to kind of play guesswork of where everything's gonna fall. I actually think her hips might be a bit too big, but it's better to go, well, maybe not. It's moderately better to go a little bit overboard with the proportions than to go underboard, if that's a word. Because going overboard, you'll still be able to tell that it's a chick. If you don't go hard enough, then it's questionable. And you don't want to leave it questionable. I don't know how much a role the legs will play into it. I think typically you're supposed to draw them a bit longer and maybe thinner or stockier depending on the build. It's all really up in the air though, depends on what you're drawing. I don't like that I can never get the INGs out properly. I'd like to start correcting that in my speech. It all depends on what you're drawing. There we go. Let's swap back to black. Go back down to the small. That's not bad. So the abs on ladies, they're kind of weird. And I will be honest and say I still don't have a good method to really figure that one out. The best advice I can give is that, guys, you know, you've got the six-pack here with the ladies as kind of just two blocks in a kind of hourglass formation. So they basically have, in your art design, they'll have quote unquote 4 abs. You've got your top muscles and then your bottom muscles, and then, you know, this is your center line. You can go a bit over the top with it by really going all in on the abs, but people tend to not do that. It's really up to you. It depends on what you're drawing, depends on a lot of factors. Let's actually delete all that. There we go. And arms are typically going to be much slender. Like I said, everything is really dependent on what you're drawing. So bear that in mind. Some people should be drawn with much larger arms, some much smaller. Like I don't remember if it's one I recorded or not, but I was talking about Spider-Man and how I would tend to draw him a bit too beefy. So I would always have to shrink him down. Because, you know, Peter Parker is a teenage dude with not a very strong outward appearance. So you don't want to be drawing big, bulky muscles like this. That looks horrible. Let me do something else. You don't want to make that all looks terrible. Let me come over here. You don't want to have an average looking guy like this with ginormous shoulders and enormous pecs, I say as I draw a bicep, when they should be looking more slender like this arm over here. So for this basic anatomy right here, though, we're doing a more slender approach. Slender-ish, I guess. She's still pretty large, all things considered. But that's just how I do it. Hands. A lot of people tend to have difficulty drawing hands. It's not difficult, and you have reference literally on your hand. Okay, this hand doesn't look great, but just look at your own hand if you ever get stumped. And that's all you need. Just your own hand. There's no secret to drawing hands. You just do it. Okay? Don't let it fool you. Don't let it deceive you. There's nothing to be afraid of when it comes to hands. They are actually quite simple, and once you get the hang of it, it's like butter. Smooth as butter. So, do not fear the hands. They are your friend in all actuality. Are we done with this one already? Feet, I don't remember. It's like I recorded one session drawing the human body, but then that kind of got scrapped because I had a lot of Discord messages and emails, and then I got phone calls, and then I got somebody texting me asking me if I did solar installs, and I'm like, no. So I had to keep stopping like every 2 minutes to turn stuff off or address other issues, but I don't remember if that. Well, let me rephrase this. Let me restructure my sentences here. I don't remember what I did in the first session that got cut, what I said there, what needs to be reiterated, and I might have lost important information that could have been useful that I forgot to mention again in the second version. So, I mean, my bad. I'll try to be a bit more concise in the future. But yeah, the feet, as I was saying, I don't remember if I already addressed this, but feet, I usually just... Am I white again? Why is this not coming out? There we go. Am I white again? That's an excellent question. Feet are... Those are the complicated parts for the most part. For me, anyway. It's basically, you just... I just keep drawing this nasty looking formation, then put a heel back here, and that's your basic foot. I don't get much more in depth than that unless it's absolutely needed, but for most of the time, feet are just not essential to me. So as long as you can tell it's a foot, it's like, good job. If not, I mean, work a little bit harder at it and you'll eventually get it, but it's just this same basic shape. As far as I'm aware, there's not any good secret to drawing feet that I've found yet, but if I ever find one, I'll let you know. And don't ever stop from bottom to the top, because then you get stuff that looks like this. Let's see, what else can I say? My right earbud has fallen out once again. Lovely. Let's see. Any pointers? I don't know. I think I covered everything. Let's get more detail in the face now. How can we cover the face so it's not a blurry mess? Let's do hot girl. If I can remember what she looks like. Oh wait, that comes down differently. We actually want that jaw piece. There we go. So nose goes here, about-ish. Mouth down here. That looks derpy. The face plate comes up and back. I don't remember if it's got like hooks in it or not. I think it does. I don't know, that just looks kind of weird to me. But I think it does. We'll erase those for now, because it's not like a Wolverine mask, I know that much. Well, it is similar, but I'm pretty sure it's got the hooks here, like the feathering. And then the helmet comes down, comes back up. Let's see, I don't remember. I think she's got little things that come down here. Ooh, that was messed up, but we're gonna leave it like that. Okay. And now we'll feather it. There's 1, 2, 3-ish. That looks really bad, but I'll erase it and fix it. That is not what I wanted to do. Shift X. Control X will cut the image and leave you with this. So don't do that. Future reference. I did swap to my eraser. Perfect. So let's go ahead and clean this thing up. And then swap back. Shrink it down. There, that looks alright. It looks terrible, but it's alright. It's passable. There. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, that's your basic anatomy, sort of. Ignore the fact that I haven't drawn hands. I sort of did, but before I was so rudely interrupted once again, I just feel like starting this whole thing over, but I've already gotten so far, so we will persevere. I'm gonna find out how to disable every notification ever existed and do it. Anyway, I was talking about hands. I'm not going to be able to draw hands because if I zoom in, do you see what this looks like? This is a mess. If we zoom out, then yeah, I can draw a hand out here in this blank space, but because of the canvas I'm working with, finishing up these hands is kind of a tall order, and I'm not going to bother. So outside of the hands, which I've already given advice on, and I guess I can go in depth on that on a different video. That was the basic anatomy of the human male and the female over here, and true self is without form. So we got our noodle arms and yada over here. Like I said, both body types feature the same basic structure. It's just when you start adding detail that you kind of curve the ladies in just a bit, and guys probably up top just a bit more outward. Which he's pretty standard. For clear there we go. Here's a pencil for a clear illustration. If we really wanted to get superhero-y with him, his upper body should stick out just a bit more, probably. But even still, this is Cyclops, so he's a pretty normal dude, so maybe not. If you were to draw like Wolverine, yeah, he'd be pretty bulky everywhere. So you would actually want to add more to his frame, and you'd also be making him a lot shorter. Then over here, every woman is built different, so take that into account when you do anything. I actually didn't give her any clothes. What the heck? Here's a belt. And then I think she had that like onesie type deal up here. There we go. I didn't give her wings. What the heck? We'll go over wings one day. That'll be fun. There we go. There we go. Now that actually looks like something it's supposed to look like. Then she'll have a mace down here. Yeah, that's the right hand. That's actually a little big. We're gonna shrink that down just a little bit. There we go. Shift X, not Control X, because as I mentioned earlier, Control X copies cuts the image, so you don't want that. There we go. I mentioned feet, I mentioned legs, and how they're not all that difficult because they're just kind of the little sausage designs. Yeah, I think we're good here. We've covered stuff. I mean, not coherently because I'm not a teacher. I'm just doing this for funsies. But we covered stuff. What was this? Those were the abs. Those were the abs. I was like, what is this thing over here? Why is it there? All right. So yeah, that's basically all I had for today. We will continue this another day, maybe. This is our new mascot. I'm actually gonna. That's not the right tool. I'm going to grab this, and Control Z, Control V. Let's see. Yes. Okay. I'm gonna put this guy in every video I do henceforth, so that'll be great. I love it. All right, I'll talk to you all later.